In this one, I want to talk about calories in and calories out. All right, I feel like this is something that needs to be covered in order for you to get to the next step in any goals you have set, anything you have going on. There's been a lot of other things that I covered that fall into the same category. I would expect that you go back, look at some of my previous videos, see along the lines of things that I talked about and said, see how it connects and correlates to what I covered today. What I'm going to cover today is really going to give you an idea of areas that you need to be within, goals that you need to aim for in order for you to really make any type of change for your body, in order, seeing any muscle change, increase, decrease, weight increase, decrease, body fat, whatever that is. This is all going to be based on calories in and calories out. All right, real simple and easy. At the end of the day, if anybody ends up gaining any weight, it's only because they are within a caloric surplus. All right, if you stay within a caloric surplus, at the end of the day, the chances of you storing and building up any body fat is highly likely. Most likely it's going to happen. What you always try to aim for in order for your body to lose any weight, you want to aim for the caloric deficits. All right, in order to achieve a caloric deficit, you need to watch how many calories are consumed, or you need to kind of turn that around and focus on how much exercise you're actually doing. So when it comes down to creating a deficit, you're going to actually execute by handling it two ways. Either one, you're going to create a deficit through the calories that are consumed, or you're going to handle your deficit by your actual physical activity. So if enough physical activity is done, then of course you can easily work your way into a deficit and most likely stand a chance of losing weight if that's your goal. Now, what you might find that ends up being a lot easier to do is to actually cut back on things like calories, right? Because if you were to just turn down a food that contains 200 calories, that'll involve how much work, how much effort, how much time and energy. Think about it. It's only a fraction of a second that you say no to any food or, whatever it is that contains that many calories. Whereas if you were to consume that and you feel that you're now put within a surplus and you need to get back to that deficit, in order for you to get down and burn out those 200 calories, it's going to require a lot of work, a lot of effort, much more than what was even entailed from the jump. From the jump, all you needed to do was simply neglect and push back on the high calorie food. But if you happen to not do that, now you need to turn around and say to yourself, okay, now we're working with some high calorie foods. How do we need to turn this around and make sure we get back within that zone that we're most likely going to lose, weight or build muscle? And in order to make that happen, you need to focus on what's actually happening at the moment. And then over time, you need to make sure that whatever calories are needed to be consumed, you make sure those calories are consumed. And if they're needed to be, cut back, and you focus on cutting those calories back. So at the end of the day, when you break it down, it's always going to be broken down to a science. All right, the science and easiest way to look at it is this calories in, the calories out. If anybody tells you that they're not losing weight for any particular reason, you have to look into the calories. How many are consumed? How many are they burning daily? Things like this are all going to factor and tell whether this person's going to build muscle, lose weight, gain weight. All these factors are things that you want to consider when you think about calories in to calories out. All right. So at the end of the day, long story short, if you feel like you're gaining weight, it's because you're in a surplus. If you feel like you're going to lose weight, that's because you're in a deficit. Because you gain weight, it's never for the simple fact that it's because you ate pizza or you ate donuts or you ate cookies, and simply leaving it that a food is actually going to dictate the fact that you're actually getting fat. That's not true. Never going to be the case. Because if you were stranded on an island and if you were left to only eat pizza, but you could only get a slice this big, there's no way you would ever end up storing any fat with an amount of pizza this big, because the calories that are contained in that small amount of pizza does not put you within a surplus. So that will always lead you to actually losing weight while eating pizza. All right. But let me get up off this one. I'm going to make this one simple, quick, and easy. Y'all stay tuned because I got more to come. Y'all know what it is. Conservative guy. I'm out.